Flask. Just the whole talking about MAGA. There we go. Oh, so you want me to say hi now? Oh, you want me to say hi now? Is it time now? Hi, hi. Say hello, Aaron. We're doing a sound check, folks, in case. There we go.
Okay, there we go. I fixed it. I could see
You
it's
fixed
messed.
it?
I could see that it was messed up.
I'm gonna say hi now. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna say hi now. Is it time now?
Hang
Now?
on.
Say hello, Aaron. We're doing a sound check, folks.
Yeah, it'll come through. I promise. Okay, there we go.
Oh, there
I
we go.
fixed it.
Okay. Woohoo! And the technology king. Okay,
For
well,
smart
hello.
people.
I know. Hello and welcome to yet another fun episode of Hopeful Resistance. My name is Sarah, and this is my son Aaron,
Hi.
the technical guru.
Yeah, just real quick. We are currently streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. YouTube has been the main platform for our show pretty much since we started. And then I recently revitalized my Twitch channel, and I thought, this might be a great way to boost things a little bit, put us on multiple platforms, and get us rolling out. So if you watch me on Twitch, you can also find us live on YouTube right now.
Well, let's be honest. Talking about MAGA myths, Twitch seems to be a pretty good.
Twitch is Twitch is a huge platform for it. Just politics in general. That's there's a big bulk of political commentating on Twitch and Kick.
I think what I meant was that the name Twitch,
Oh yeah, because it makes you want to.
You know what? A joke isn't funny if you have to explain it.
Yeah, I gotcha. It just took a little bit.
So let's continue with the professional introduction part.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Aaron and I have had weekly chats about politics and the batshit craziness of the world in general for a long time. But since November of 2024, he and I have been talking about stuff. We've been talking about the good stuff and the bad stuff and the why are they doing this stuff and how do we stop them from doing the stuff. And
I see what you're doing.
Now, for those of you who may not understand what I'm doing, we have been trying to promote our show. Oh, I said the bad word. We've been trying to promote the podcast.
There you go.
On YouTube, and the rules are so strict that if we even talk about any single political candidate, our ads are rejected unless we do some kind of certification. And quite frankly, Scarlett, I'm not willing to do that. So we are going to create a little blurb about the show that says we're just talking about stuff.
We're just talking about things. There's just things and there's stuff.
Hang on. We're talking about. Are you ready? Are you ready?
So many things. Yes. That's perfect. Yeah.
That is actually
actually fits very nicely.
Stuff. Yeah, so we're talking about all the stuff and honestly, there is so much stuff to talk about, and we feel like and believe that there are plenty of pundits out there talking about the ins and outs and the details and all the little mysteries. But what we try to talk about is simplifying it for the common person and drilling it down to how does this affect you? But not just that, it's what can you do about it? We are all about resistance in nonviolent ways and in ways that capitalize on what your skill sets are. And we remind you that no action, Aaron's favorite phrase, no action is too small.
No action is too small.
Yeah. And each week we talk about, well, we used to talk about pre-planned things, and then it just got to where it's like, what was the biggest ass hattery of the week?
Yeah, I remember there was like a point where we were like, let's talk about this topic. And then I can't remember what it was. Oh, the bombing of Iran, I think, was where it first shifted over to like, oh, God, like this is a big thing. This is a huge, occurrence.
Huge. We had planned on talking about something else. And then, oh, by the way, we bombed Iran.
Yeah.
And then we had said we were going to talk about another thing, and then the HR 1.
Oh yeah,
had some kerfuckery.
The BBB.
Yeah, right. I will not honor it with that name.
Fair enough.
And so this we have decided that sometimes a Friday night happy hour is just what we need to talk about the things we want to talk about
Yeah.
instead of
And
burning
it's been, I
day.
mean, you know, like I said, this is the first time we've been on Twitch, and all the times done on YouTube. I think we've only done a cocktail hour like 3 times. I was thinking about this, and it's way too late now, and it doesn't even matter. Like, it's funny that the very first episode I'm doing on Twitch is a cocktail hour instead of like something more serious.
I think, quite frankly, how appropriate, right?
Yeah, but we're setting the tone for based on the platform, I guess.
Well, I mean, come on. Sometimes it takes whiskey to talk about this. What's
Absolutely.
your drink? My drink of the evening is a blended Scotch whiskey.
Yeah, I've got I don't know if you know what they are, but I have a ranch water, if you're familiar with what
I
that drink
know what a
is.
ranch water is.
So, and it's with 1800 tequila.
You
And
were
then
like
I've and
fancy. I didn't raise a fancy kid.
well,
When did
it's missing the tahine rim, but I figure, you know,
I think Elizabeth has raised the bar for you?
well, and I mean, a part of it has also just been my constant like me just getting really, I guess, back into cooking a lot. And so like when you cook,
Yeah.
when
How
you're
did
learning
you
how to
like
cook,
it?
you're learning how to drink. So it's like they go hand in hand.
I totally get it. I
Yeah.
do. So if you are just coming into this episode and you haven't seen the one before, this is part two. We each are passionate about different things, and I'm just showing you, if you're a visual person, we make lists.
Yeah, I've got notes
And
too. Mine are all
his are
digital, but
digital on paper. I mean, come on. Going on 65. I am what I am.
yeah.
And so it's interesting because when Aaron and I decided to talk about this topic, we said, okay, show me your notes, I'll show you mine. And we shared notes. And I kid you not, we did not cross over. We had two entirely different lists. And I even came up with a few more things this week.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. There's some stuff that came up this week that I'm like, it's just on my list, but it's probably gonna need to come up.
I know. And so I think it's just only appropriate that you start off with what is the burning topic, top of mind
Oh,
thing for
okay. Okay, so this is not on my list. It was something I saw this week. There was It's about Epstein. We've had an episode on Epstein before where we were talking
you?
about the background for that and everything that went into that. And one of the things that came up this week, and it actually touches on a bigger issue, which is that MAGA loves rewriting history. They love to act like, for example, they love to pretend that the current administration wasn't in power in 2020 when Epstein was killed. They like to, and but remember,
It is the most amazing
yeah,
behavior. I mean, I'm a retired behaviorist. It is literally one of the most amazing behavioral traits I've ever seen. Not just like it's a culture of rewriting history. If I
yeah,
say it and it erases what actually happened.
yeah,
That's why the narcissists and the sociopaths love him so much.
yeah,
He's their people.
yeah, and exactly, and the thing that I thought was interesting this week, and it might have been last week, but last week we weren't hitting on these topics, and it just came to my mind. But there was a man that went on CNN, and I'm blanking on his name, who tried to pitch that whenever Epstein was initially pardoned, that it was in 2009 whenever
Was.
no,
Oh, no, it was no, the first time he was pardoned was
yeah,
2000.
it was in 2009. Sorry, it was in 2009. They were trying to say it was in 2008 whenever Obama was still president, but it was actually in 2009
Of
whenever
course.
the current administration had taken over.
So I think it would be fair to say that one of the biggest MAGA myths is that you can make up your own truth. That's a myth. You
Oh
cannot
no,
make up your
I actually have it
uh,
backwards. It was
oh,
2008 whenever Bush was still president, because Obama was 2008, or he won 2008. He was 2009 through 2015.
that
Sorry.
is a fabulous question. No, that don't be sorry. So
I was like, I think
I
I got
don't
it wrong.
notes here, but I did have the Epstein notes about when he was pardoned.
Yes, and
So you know
and
what?
and
Let me look at notes and we'll find out.
and for anybody that's not familiar, Epstein was pardoned by Alexander Acosta, and
That
he
was the plea. Acosta was the guy who negotiated the plea deal.
yes,
That's
and
right.
he was pres
2007. It was 2007 when he got the plea deal from Acosta.
yes,
And
which
so
yeah,
Obama was,
and then it went through in 2000. It went through in 2008, which is all of that was Bush era, like all of that was Bush admin, and the current administration live on Fox News or on CNN was trying to say, oh, it was in 2009, which was
but I
whenever.
think, I mean, I don't want to spend too much
Yeah,
time on
yeah.
that particular thing, but I think your point is well made. The part of the MAGA myth infrastructure is that you can make up what you want to
Bingo.
say.
That's what I was trying to get to was
Okay,
they
we have plenty of this under the belt.
they
Wait,
love to rewrite history. They love to say, well, this happened whenever Biden was president. And it's like, no, it happened whenever Trump was president. This happened when
well,
Obama was president. No, it happened
and
whenever Trump was president. Like,
the interesting thing to note is when you use that tactic back, because technically the deal was made in 2007, maybe it didn't actually get signed until XYZ date.
right.
And but but if you flip that and use that very same logic, well, this happened and it was signed into law by Trump, and they're like, well, he didn't do it, he just signed it. And it's like, okay, but you can say, I mean, again, it's back to the MAGA logic. So
Yeah.
the the first MAGA myth is that you can make up history.
Yeah. I mean, it's that bingo. And they do it. I
Easy.
that's what most of my list is. Most of my list is the rewriting of history.
Dude, I swear the whole Italy Gate thing
Right?
just like blew
Or
me away.
that and
It's like,
the January
what?
yeah, the January 6th stuff with the Antifa and the it was just a
Okay, so
tour,
so
all that.
beyond the MAGA can make up their own history. What is what is the thing? What is something on your list that we didn't talk about last time?
Okay, so something that we didn't talk about last time, I guess so let's get to COVID-19 vaccine disinformation. Um, yeah.
Aaron, this is only an hour-long show.
Okay, I know, and that's why I just broke it down to 3
God,
things.
you have to like really.
Okay. I know we need like a whole episode to talk about it.
Wait, is this where? Oh, yeah, because I've got a nano chip to prove I had my vaccine.
Yes, yeah, yeah, of course. And that's why I mean, they're so small that they can't be detected on metal detectors. They're not the nanobots are also not prone to they're a certain type of metal that isn't magnetic, so that way you can go into
Oh, you got to
what is
make
it?
up shit.
Yeah,
So
CT scanners. There's
the myth has to play. We have to be able to. And can I just say before you extrapolate on this very important topic, I find it because I know a few people who believe that MAGA myth about COVID, uh, vaccine and COVID and all that. I'm like, yeah, so the COVID shot is so bad, but you're taking all this weight loss shit, all these weight loss.
yeah, the
Could not possibly
I
have
can't
any chemicals.
I can't remember what it's called. The starts with an O.
Ozempic.
Yes, thank you. Ozempic.
It's just, we have some friends, they're acquaintances now, but they were friends, and they were just they bought into the whole COVID conspiracy thing.
See,
But these two people take so much medicine, it is like stupid. And I'm like, okay, so the
are
COVID is full of all
are they
sorts of talk.
veterans? That's the one that really gets me.
No, questionable about the guy, but not an. I would say no, but you're right. But remember, the capacity to be drawn into the MAGA mindset isn't based on whether you're a veteran. It's your
Oh no.
uh
Sorry.
no, that's okay. I know you don't mean that, but I'm just saying some people ask, well, are they veterans? Are they old? Are they whatever? The actual baseline is, are you susceptible to conspiracy theories and authoritarianism?
Yeah, and I mean, and for anybody that's joining us on Twitch, I'm a veteran. I was in the Marines for 10 years, so I didn't mean
I know
that.
you did not mean that
Yeah.
disrespectfully.
And I guess whenever I ask if they're veterans, I think it's funny. I think it's ironic whenever veterans get all worked up about the vaccines. Like, bro, you went through a shot X. We literally walked in boot camp. We literally walked down the line, and they're just shooting us both arms 3 or 4 times. and you're worried about this one fucking vaccine?
But
Like
see,
if they were gonna get you, they already got you, motherfucker.
they got you got an antibody in you already.
Yeah.
Well, let's remember too, the COVID was only politicized in the United States. To the best of my knowledge, there was absolutely no politicalization of the COVID vaccine or the disease certainly to the degree that we saw in the US. It polarized. It was actually one of the significant things that polarized the United States.
Well, and it was also the thing. The other thing is like Trump was the guy that fast tracked the vaccine. Like that, everybody. Sorry, I'm gonna get triggered. Everybody forgets that it was Trump.
But Aaron, remember the first rule: MAGA gets to write.
They get to rewrite history, right? So okay, so let me watch. So this is not something that we talked about in part one. That there was like that MAGA has, they always have like two sides to a thing, and that the two sides are always opposed to one another. So so the first one is that COVID-19 was a hoax or it was exaggerated. Okay, that COVID was fake, and that it was overblown in order to hurt Trump.
Okay, can we just pause?
Sure.
I cannot count on my fingers and toes the number of people from whom I have disconnected who believe that and said it to me after I have lost, no shit, 15, count them, 3 sets of 15 people that I knew personally who died from COVID.
Yeah.
So you can just fuck right off with that.
Yeah, it's over. And that's the thing. That's the fact side of it is over 1 million Americans died to COVID. Not to mention how. Not to mention how much it overwhelmed the healthcare system. Like hospitals were overloaded.
There are semi trucks with body bags. And my favorite thing was my absolute favorite MAGA bullshit myth was, well, they didn't die from COVID. They had a heart attack.
Oh yeah, the write-off.
And then they promoted that as COVID. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, so if I go into the hospital and I have a bad heart, but I had the flu, and it was the flu that exacerbated my bad heart, and I die. My heart gave out, but what was the driving force?
Yes.
That caused my heart to give out? Oh, wait, the flu. But the flu wasn't politicized. COVID.
Well, and that was like Joe Rogan really like propped that up on his podcast because he was like his big thing was like, well, I mean, you know, you have people dying in car accidents, and then they said that they died of COVID, and it's like it's the same thing. Yeah, they were in a car accident. You know, they had to be on a ventilator, and because they had COVID, their lungs gave out and they died. Like these things, it wasn't like everybody that died in a fucking car accident. And was COVID confirmed? Go ahead.
I'm rewriting that. This is my special MAGA pen.
Oh, right. Okay.
Writing
anyone that died during COVID was
did not die
from COVID. Yeah, you're right.
They died from whatever.
You're right. Yeah, I forgot.
Whatever else was wrong with them, that's what they died from.
Yes. So that goes hand in hand with.
Don't you wish you had a special MAGA
I know.
pen?
I need to get the special. All I have to do is lie to the public and become president. I could just make up whatever the fuck I want. Apparently.
I weigh 100.
No. He weighs 240 pounds, Mom. Okay, he's 6 foot. I think
we
4 or 2.
No, he doesn't. 1 minute. No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So the next fact, and this is why I said this is why it's funny to me because I just feel like these two facts are kind of like oxymoronic. I mean, I guess they're not, but anyway. So they say vaccines are more dangerous than COVID. Okay. So they.
Okay. Now, I will argue that there is a measure of truth, but I only learned that from my cardiologist. But I will extrapolate on that.
Yeah. And feel free to. So the claim was that the mRNA vaccine would cause mass deaths and sterilization. And then of course the fact is that vaccines actually reduced hospitalizations, so people weren't having to go to the hospital. And then there has been zero sustained proof that there was any cause of mass harm. This is we've talked about this before. They love to just MAGA comes up with these conspiracies, and then whenever they don't come true, they are just like blown away that it was all fake, or they just refuse to believe it. So,
And let's remember, correlation does not equal
yeah, of
causation.
course.
There's an excellent doctor who will talk about causation and correlation, and she actually showed a video that ice cream sales correlate directly with the number of shark attacks in a certain few places along the coast. And she
Beautiful.
said, "Well, we absolutely have got to stop selling ice cream because that's causing shark
It's
attacks."
causing shark
And
attacks.
she said, "Oh, wait, there's a mitigating factor here. It's summer." She also showed how organic food sales correlate, and it was like stupidly correlated with autism, the rise in autism. And she said, well, clearly organic food sales are the cause
Of
of autism.
autism. Don't
Now,
don't show RFK that.
right?
Doesn't
Baby shark, okay.
just don't.
So,
Go ahead.
so the back to the COVID vaccine, and one of my cardiologists talked about how in certain populations, and remember, we all are like DNA, and it's all our DNA is all put together differently. We have different body chemistries. There are a few things that are true. You know, your heart has to beat, your lung has to,
Yeah, of
you know,
course.
you have to take in air. But chemically, we have a lot of variables that are going on within us. And he was explaining that the COVID shot could mimic some of the damage that's caused by the COVID disease. And one of those, things is related to your heart. And so I have not ever had COVID, but until last year, but I developed some heart issues right before that were exacerbated when I got COVID.
Right.
And he's explaining to me that, well, you're one of those people that your heart, its AFib was aggravated by the disease. This, my friends, is why we need to teach critical thinking in the schools,
I mean,
because
yeah.
you that correlation equals causation. But where does critical thinking come from? It comes from being taught things that you don't like or agree with, because then you have to think it through.
Right.
When we start banning books, we're not actually making people smarter. We're
Exactly.
making
Oh, well, and this, you know what? This is actually because we've talked about offline a few times in ways.
we talked about
We've talked
everything.
about so much shit. We have talked about offline ways that we can critique ourselves, right, and that we can critique the left. And I try not to do this too hard because, I mean, I think we both agree. We're both liberal, we're both very capitalist. We're just progressive. We want. The argument that I tend to make is that I want a strong capitalist society with even stronger social safety nets, right? Like I want us to have.
Why would I not want there to be a level playing field? Why would I not want my taxes to help someone who can't?
Exactly. And
I just
the reason I mention that is
I'm going to begrudge food stamps, but I'm okay with bombs.
right.
You're not bitching about the money that's being put into the military. You're bitching about the mom who wants food stamps so that she can feed her children.
Right. And I mean it's and I try I you know me. I like the military. I certainly think there's ways that we could cut waste in the military. I think the point that I tend to make
At my house, I mean, come
right.
on.
And I think the point that I'm trying to hit on is and I talked briefly I mentioned this to you earlier is that right now there's a big upcoming movement to kind of expel extreme leftists from the modern Democratic Party.
That's not going to hurt.
Yeah, and so and that's why I mentioned all that. But one of the critiques that I have is that this is our rabbit holing, and now I'm trying to come back to what we were talking about. But one of the
water, so
yeah.
the water. My whiskey, dude. You just go on down your road.
It's okay. We were we were talking about this before where I was like, oh, I want to. This is one of the critiques we could have for the left. You have these right wing people that wanted to come talk on campuses, and they were sometimes violently protested against. I mean, when I say violently, I mean you had people.
Yeah.
You had people doing bomb threats. You had people doing crazy things. And you had people like basically making, doing like the moral outrage, the screaming
My,
during their
wait,
talks.
my personal favorite, because I just recently did some research about the GOP and sexual um, offenses, shall we
Oh, I'm
say.
sure they got. I'm sure there's a long ass list of that.
I should say since 2020, only one Democrat has been involved in a sex scandal, and the Vox, I can't think of the name of it, has tracked for like 10 years. They're like on 1,500
Yeah.
sex
Well,
offenses.
and I think that
But you know
that
what? Every accusation,
is a confession
every
every
time.
time. The anyway, that was my only critique, was just like we've got to I think that we should start letting them open their mouths so that way they can prove how stupid they are, and that what we need to do is be countering it in more constructive ways. The only reason people like Charlie Kirk were able
I
to
wanna
win
just
out.
I agree 100%. And yet, I would say to you, you used a phrase in there that I just think is antithetical to who the Democrats are right now. Pushback.
Oh my God, Mom, hang on. Do I have something I can hold up like it's a paddle? I got it.
No, wait,
Are you ready? Are you ready? This is my hang on, this is my paddle. Just pretend it says false on it.
I'm going to write a sternly worded letter.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. You will not. I mean, I told you, like, whatever. Yeah, whenever he had his rally on the congressional floor, I was fucking livid.
I just never forget that. And so, but wait, I know we're supposed to be talking about MAGA myths, but before we go back to MAGA myths, can we just talk about what the fuck is wrong with Democrats who are villainizing Pete Buttigieg?
Okay.
What?
Do you remember what I sent you?
Nuance and context and
yes. Do you remember the thing that I sent you earlier this week where you were like, I don't even know what I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand.
I did not even understand what you're talking about.
That perfectly taps into the Pete Buttigieg critique. I won't even call it that. People angry at Pete Buttigieg are on, in my opinion, they're on the wrong side of the party, and it is a perfect example of like we've got to push the. If you're,
I had a lighter.
Yes.
If I had a lighter, I'd just be going.
Yes. Like I'll send you the debate. There's a really good debate online right now.
No, don't do it. You know I won't watch it.
Okay, fair enough.
Because
there's just a really good debate right now.
You know what? We're not going to have paddles. You know what we're going to have? You need to keep that shirt next to you.
Hold it up. Yeah.
We're just going to put it over our head.
Yeah, just put it over their head, and we're just going to talk through it. No, the
oh God.
It is the future of it is the future the party needs to be looking towards. Is if you're going to be purity testing on, if you're going to be purity testing, if you're going to be a single issue activist, if you're going to be doing things that are deconstructive to the Democratic Party, in my opinion, you should not be a part of the Democratic Party. You should be fuck off, go be Green Party, go be obscure. We don't need you, okay? What we need is we need to form our own coalition, because the right's done that, and that's why fascists are winning.
Let me tell you, the fascists are winning because they will welcome anybody who even marginally agrees.
Yes.
Now, having said that, I don't want to be part of or build a party that demands obedience or loyalty or any of that. But for fuck's sake, we're riding a goddamn bus. We're not getting married. And if the political candidate is headed in the general direction of where I want to go, can we all just like ride the bus with this guy?
Yes.
If we find someone who's headed in a more specific direction of where we want to go, then we go get on the bus with that guy.
Yeah, and I also think this is why this conversation's come up too, is because like I don't want authoritarianism, right or left. I don't want a communist authoritarianism. I don't want a fascist authoritarianism. Those are not the ideals of which America is built on. And if you're walking around and you're saying fuck America, I hate America, then you should not be a part of the Democratic Party. We should not be trying to pull those people in.
Well, and can we pause for just a moment and say, if you are a Democrat who is demanding the kind of allegiance that the MAGA party is demanding, then you are the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry to hurt your feelings there, boo boo, but you know,
I have I'm gonna.
I just want to say this. Hang on.
Sorry, go
It
ahead.
is Friday, August the 1st, 2025. Anyone who knows me, and you know I've been saying this since 2017, that we are headed based on the fourth turning, based on, I'm not even going to go into the details of some of the other things that I have seen and heard and been revealed to me, blah blah blah, but 2027 is the year. I would love it if it was not going, I don't know that violent is the word, but there is going to be a civic upheaval. I hope, my personal hope, is that kids your age and younger are like, all right, we're sick to fucking death of y'all old people, running this shit show. And you guys come in and say, this is progressive. This is how we're going to do it. This is how things need to be. There's nothing wrong with us all keeping some of our money and throwing a bunch of our money in the pot, and the big pot benefits everybody.
Right.
I don't know why.
And that was the thing. That's the thing that's kind of, like I said, there's a big upheaval in the left leaning movement right now, where I think we're trying to find an identity, because there's not really an identity of the left, right? Like, we're kind of all over the place.
No, this is a birthing, and sadly we're seeing, MAGA spawning, those folks who go out and set up their own little,
Yeah.
whatever that is. I would love for it to also spawn people who are more of community minded politics.
Yeah, and I mean,
wait, let's get back to MAGA myths.
yeah, sorry, these are
because
the rabbit holes we go down.
Dude, I jumped down that rat. I was digging right there with you. Hang on, hand me a shovel.
So, do we want to do? I know you've got some. Do you want to? I mean, I've got more. I don't know if you want to touch on any of the ones you've got.
We don't even have to spend a lot of time on this one, because there are so many statistics that support anti-MAGA perspective on this. I get so...
I'll tell you a funny story. Go ahead.
Yeah, I get so fucking tired of the immigrants are criminals and they don't pay into the system. There is a link in our show page to some extensive research, because that's what I love. Extensive research into the amount of money that undocumented immigrants bring into the American economic system.
It's insane. It's insane.
It's 8,000. The net is about $8,000 per undocumented immigrant, and that is taking into consideration the amount of money that is spent on Medicaid emergency care, school, the extra school.
I don't mean to cut you off. It was 15 million, right?
There are 11.3 million undocumented immigrants in the United States.
Okay. The reason I ask, so 11 million. I just want people to
11.3.
11.3. Okay. So
11.3. Don't leave anybody behind.
All right, 11.3. And you said about 8,000 per
8,000. I want to say it ended up being about $8,339 or something like that.
Just so everybody's clear, because I want to make sure that we have an actual total number.
It's insane. It is
94,230,700,000.
I want to say that's
a year, right? A year?
These are by the year.
Just so we're clear.
And this is a conservative number. The number that I have seen quoted a lot is more than 100 billion, but I like to skew my research numbers low.
And that's fair.
Well, so I would just point out so that, they don't bring anything to the table. They're draining the system. Americans first. We talked about that last time.
Right.
But the other piece of this is that undocumented immigrants commit so much crime. I am not going to belabor the research, but I can tell you, you can research it yourself. And the Department of Justice and who was the other one who did it? The
Hang on.
numbers that American citizens commit more crime than undocumented immigrants do ever. Okay, you made a face. Can you not hear me?
Yeah, my microphone's freaking. Hang on.
Oh, wait. You sound like Mickey Mouse. Okay, after three Crown and or 3 whiskey and waters, dude, I'm with it. I'm going with it.
Did I fix it?
Damn, yes. I was ready to go the rest of the show with Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, I maybe I could have, but it was fucking with your audio really bad too.
Oh, okay.
I was like, anyway, I bumped something. What happened?
Oh, right, you bumped something. So the research supports that American citizens commit by far more crime than undocumented immigrants do. But let's go back to the lure of hate and fear.
Of course. I mean,
I could get you to do 10 times more for me based on inciting you to hate and fear people that you don't even know than I could get you to do for me based on it's the right thing to do, Aaron. It is compassionate. It is caring. It is loving. But if I say they're going to take something out of your pocket, they're going to hurt your family.
They're going to hurt your family. They're going to, you want to live a peaceful life. They don't want you to do that. They don't want you to live your peaceful life.
They wake up every morning going, how can I
fuck over American citizens today?
And so what we're seeing, and I think it's so important that people understand, when you watch, listen, hear, interact with anyone from MAGA, if you will look for the hate and the fear, you will see what I'm saying. It is so easy to get you to hate someone different than you because they're strange to you. And in your lizard brain, they're other, they're a threat. They make you feel uncomfortable because they look different than you, they sound different than you. So the MAGA myth is, if you're not a white Christian.
Oh, and let's be clear. Whenever we say white Christian, we're not talking about your skin color.
Yeah,
we're talking about...
Somebody asked me, somebody watching the podcast last week said, what did he mean? And I'm like, fuck if I know.
Okay, so this...
You can extrapolate on that.
Yeah, so this is something that, again, comes up in like online politics quite a bit. And I get, not everybody follows the online political sphere. It's a pretty nasty, grimy, cutthroat blood sport. It is an interesting space.
You were a Marine, so you hoo-ah.
Yeah, we don't say hoo-ah, it's oorah, and I will fight you. Just kidding.
You were a Marine, whatever that noise
oorah, is. It's oorah. But okay.
You can handle it.
Whenever I say, and whenever I say we, it's because the online left has a pretty good grasp on what it means whenever we talk about white Christian nationalist. You can be black and be a white Christian nationalist. There are people that are black that are white Christian nationalist. Whenever the extreme right and which is really just becoming the modern right at this point.
No shit. It's kind of like,
yeah, the Overton window for the right is fucking full swastika flag flying.
Do you realize you've gone left, right?
Yeah, like I'm over here as like a progressive liberal. Like I guess I'm just a communist now. Like holy shit, this is insane. No, I'm not a communist. I just want to make the point that like it's crazy.
Though, is that I could be a black patriot and be considered a white Christian nationalist. How does that work?
I would feel like saying, because I'm trying to reclaim the word patriot, so I don't feel like saying a black patriot is fair.
Sorry, I could be a black Christian.
Yes, you can be. So what is Christian nationalism? Christian nationalism is the idea that the country should be run by only white men and only Christians.
because I need to vomit.
Yeah. So that, and there are black people within the MAGA movement that support that ideal.
I need you to explain to me how that happens.
I don't, because I'll put it like this, because the right wing funnel, the right wing extremism funnel is very effective. It comes down to a lot of things, and some of the blame does fall on extreme leftists. Not all of it, but it does, because okay, we talked about this the other day. If I know.
Wait, hang on.
Yes, I know. I watched your brain break. I don't want to monologue too hard about it.
Well, no, I think, can we just not say the blame falls anywhere other than the individuals who are susceptible to the bullshit?
Yeah, honestly, that's fine. Okay. Because I follow that same logic, and it's one of the reasons why I think men on the right are so fucking weak-willed. They just somebody says to them, "Oh, you're a white man, toxic masculinity much?" And it's like, and they go, and instead of going like, I mean, no, and then just like letting water roll off the duck's ass and like not being a soy little bitch about it, they go, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna vote for Trump now. It's like, bro, really?
So it's like so funny because I've tried to explain this to white men. Here's a cheeseburger. Here's a cheeseburger that is spoiled. Toxic masculinity? Okay, masculinity.
Right.
So if I talk about the spoiled cheeseburger, that doesn't mean I'm talking about
not all cheeseburgers.
But not all cheeseburgers. So if you're first at, okay.
You get, if people don't understand that point, I literally, I don't know how else to explain it. In my mind, if you're letting people being mean to you literally shift your morals, you are weak-willed and you have no morals. Period.
Well, let's be honest though. The average person from
it's all right.
I recognize that this may not be a popular opinion, so this is my opinion. The average person wants to be told what to do. I don't want to think about, if you tell me something to do and it makes sense to me, I'm going to do it. If it's going to make my life easier, I mean, you want me to think outside the box. You want me to do more than just, and some people are even further down the lizard brain scale where not even like because of something they've done, they're born into a system where they're literally just fighting to pay the bills, fighting to keep their family fed. If you tell me that person over there, that damn immigrant, you're a poor white person living in the worst trailer park in Kentucky, and you can't find a decent job, and you're sick of, from whatever you're sick from, and you can't get health care and blah, 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 blah. And I tell you that immigrant
is keeping all of that from you.
Woke up this morning, packed everything they owned. They walked to 1,000 miles.
I laugh because otherwise I'll cry. Yeah.
I literally know people where I was explaining to them, like, okay, so you think that Jose and his wife Maria woke up one morning and said, you know what, fuck all this.
You know what we should do? We should go invade America.
You know what, honey? I'm just really bored with this life. Why don't we just pack up everything we own and take our 5-month-old and our 3-year-old and walk 2,000 miles?
Yeah.
Okay.
So many things.
So wait, what? So we were actually... So many things. So we were talking about that myth. I think it's time for you to pick a myth.
All right. So, okay, we're going to get into, again, all of my stuff is the conspiracy side of the MAGA movement. So I want you to help me pick because I got 2 here. Do we want to talk about the deep state or do we want to talk about QAnon? So do you, hang on, let me ask. Do you want to gouge your eyes out with a? Hang on. Do you want to gouge your eyes out with a grapefruit spoon, or do you want me to just give you like I don't know, like one of those like neat little ice cream scoopers? Like
you like to step into this pool of thirsty sharks after I gave you that paper cut? Or would you like to step into this pool of piranha who haven't eaten in a week?
You know, what do you pick?
I don't know. I mean,
You know what? Fuck it. Well, I'll pick. It's fine.
you know what?
So
Honestly, the deep state is.
well, okay. So the deep state. I'll give my.
So let's be clear. You and I need to be super clear on this for anybody who tunes into our batshit craziness. I do not deny that there are conspiracies.
Of course.
It would be naive, idiotic, stupid to say that there are not conspiracies. Why? Well, because I don't know, Joe Bob and his group of 3 friends meet in somebody's garage to figure out how to knock over the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, or I mean, how to start our meth lab, like,
right?
of course.
So don't tell me that at the super highest level they don't meet in some country club, smoking their big cigars, drinking whatever they're drinking, and say, "So, how can we make $1 billion off this new farm bill?"
Yeah. And the idea that happens on a mass scale with some like James Bond level council,
of people.
yeah,
Thousands
of like,
of people
have you
keeping
seen the new James Bond movies? So there's like I want to say, I can't remember which one it is, but there's like a scene where Bond, he walks in to this council, and it's like a table that takes up a ballroom. It's like this big long table with all these people from all these different countries, and they're like this shadow organization that runs the world, and they're all controlled by like one guy who knows who Bond. Anyway, it's James Bond, right? I'm just gonna say it. Not a fucking thing, okay? It's a movie. It's James Bond.
Let me say this. Let's test the theory. Go to the most powerful person you know and say, "I robbed a bank last Thursday. I have $1,000 if you'll just keep your mouth shut." And walk away. And see how long that person keeps the secret. Right?
Right.
Because in about 15 minutes, the cops are going to be at your door. Or try and tell, I mean, you.
Yeah, no, and that's the point. You mean to tell me that there's a deep state that exists that would literally have to comprise of basically every major government in the in the world, that is all somehow controlling everything, and is also controlled by the Jews, is like, and you're going to tell me there's not one person who can corroborate it, especially in this modern age, with like actual physical evidence, not hearsay, like a video of them like meeting, and everybody will say, well, it's because they know, like they have all these like, bro, I'm sorry, we can't even keep the fucking F-35 secret. Like, you're not gonna fucking tell me that there's not somebody who would actually find out.
We have talked about this from the beginning. Lizard brain people who can't wrap their brain around the complexity of human.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. No, yeah, finish. I actually have a really good explanation for the understanding here.
No, you do your. Can you do your explanation without me, because I need to go check on something?
Yeah, but I'll wait till I would wait till you come back, because I think it'll be valuable.
Are you going to do a coming back soon, or are you just going to sit there and talk?
I'm just gonna sit here and talk.
Okay, you sit there and talk. Just give me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm just gonna blab on about the deep state.
There, buddy. I support your blabbing.
No, I mean, until Mom comes back, for anybody watching, I mean, there is the deep state would have to be nonsense, and even if, and we've talked about this before on the show, that like, even if the deep state was a thing, the current administration is now the deep state, and what has continuously happened is they become the deep state, and then as the deep state, they try to like prove the conspiracies about the deep state, only to find out that those conspiracies aren't true, and in the untruth of the non-existent deep state, they basically disprove the existence of the deep state. And I mean, the reality is you can't prove a negative. So if the deep state doesn't exist, there's no proof that it exists, then it just doesn't. Like, it's just like you can't prove a negative. I mean, I think it goes the other way too. It's like you also can't just. It's like the whole argument of like, okay, well, prove God doesn't exist. That's not. I mean, I'm not a religious person. That's not an argument against the existence of a thing, because if a thing, if you claim that something is true and then I say, well, prove to me it's not true. That's not. You can't do that because you can't prove a negative. Like if something doesn't exist, you can't prove it. Okay, you're back. All right. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about this idea, about this. I heard this recently, and I think you'll take some value in it. Okay.
I just heard a noise in case anybody wondered. I had to go check on a noise.
Yeah, everything okay?
Yeah, everything's good.
Good. Okay,
No, honey, came back anyway to finish the podcast.
No, it's okay. So let's. I think this is a really good example, and I think you'll appreciate it. So if I talk to you about, like, say, the way a plow works, right? A plow is a very simple machine. You know, it's got the plow on it. You hook it up to a horse or a ox, and then you plow a field. Okay. It's a very simple design. We both fundamentally understand how a plow works because it's not a difficult thing. Well, then let's say I want to talk to you about like a tractor. Okay, a tractor is a pretty complex mechanism. We might both understand that fundamentally how a tractor works, and we might both have knowledge of like a tractor has a combustible engine and how combustion engines work, and like it's a little more complicated, but like it's not so complicated that we don't understand it. But then let's say I want to talk to you about like the way the electronics on modern tractors work. Well, then it starts to get vastly more complicated.
And then I could just wait.
Exactly. And because it's so complicated, instead of you and me trying to go and look up the manual to understand how the electronics on modern tractors work, we'll just make shit up. We'll just because we don't understand it.
You are literally just supporting what I said before I took a break. That because when the lizard brain doesn't understand what's going on, I need to make up a conspiracy. Well, the other thing is when things scare me or when things intimidate me or when things don't make sense.
Right.
Instead of saying what else could be true
and looking into it to find out, you instead go, sorry, carry on.
Write a story, because the story helps me to wrap my brain around it.
Yeah, helps simplify it to a level rather than me investing the time to understand how the modern electronics on tractors work. No, I'm not. 5G. 5G is 5G, aggravating the nanobots.
Stand under the tower.
Right.
You're good.
Because people don't want to understand it, right?
Well, and let's also say, I don't know a kind way to say this.
You'll find one. Go ahead.
Fuck off. The world is a scary and confusing place, right?
Yes.
And so if I don't understand it and it doesn't make sense to me, if I can't understand it or don't want to understand it, then what comforts me is to say the immigrant's the problem. There's a deep state somewhere. And you know what? It's upsetting to me and you and other people who are in a position to accept the reality of the fact that people are going to just do evil things. They're not always correlated. Do I believe that there is some sort of a hidden sex trafficking ring that involves the destruction and stealing of the lives of children? Fuck yes, I do. When you have a ton of money and a ton of power, yeah, what's the next thrill? I've traveled around the world. I've done this, I've done that, but I haven't killed anybody. So, hey, is there a group of people
there was the Hostel movie
I don't deny that happens. Do I believe that that's the norm and I think we're still talking about the 1%.
Well, and I think, and to use the Hostel example, I mean, I don't think that there's some overarching international organization that keeps it secret. I am sure that there is.
My magic pen.
I know. I am sure that there is somewhere you can go and kill people. Okay. I am not at all certain that thing is some international organization with a chain of people to keep it from ever becoming public.
And let's pause and say, even if it is, let's take this MAGA myth, on what we call a MAGA myth, and compare it to the trans debate in sports. we are still talking about 1%, maybe 3%. And so my whole thing is, as I pour from my plain flask, I need to order a brand new flask. Maybe I'll get our logo on there.
I have a really
Because
nice one from one of my units.
but wait, if I got a flask with our logo and says, because it takes whiskey to talk politics.
That'd be a good flask.
A good one.
I want to say something. Again, this is our first time on Twitch, and I just want to voice my opinion on the trans sports debate. I personally think it doesn't. I think it doesn't matter. Like it shouldn't even be a conversation because there are bigger conversations. That is not a critique of the left. That is a critique of the right. I think it's ridiculous that the right, that the current administration has put any ounce of effort into fixing that problem whenever there are people that can't afford groceries, when there are people that can't afford houses.
Hang on. But it's a dog whistle that got you to quit focusing. What?
No, Elizabeth's making me a drink.
It's a dog whistle that got you to quit focusing on Epstein.
Right. And that's like the whole Obama right now. They're talking about how
Obama
fabricated Russiagate. Like, bro, there was a special counsel on it. Like, no.
That was led by a Republican.
Yeah, that was like, you guys are out of your fucking mind. I did actually really mad respected that Obama didn't say anything, and then when he finally says something, he goes, normally we don't say anything, but everything they're saying is bullshit.
I just want to say that I want my money back on this timeline. I want to read.
If only it was that easy.
Just saying. This was not my vision of loveliness for retirement. Okay, so let's talk about, we did one of yours.
We didn't
even do it. We went down the rabbit hole.
So I'll just bust out the two claims, and we don't have to go. Because it's stuff we already talked about. So the first claim is that there is a secret cabal in the government that works against Trump, and there's obviously no proof of that. Opposition has been typical. There's opposition to any administration. Trump is just such a fucking soy baby back bitch that anytime somebody basically opposes him at all, clearly it's a personal attack because he is just a fucking diaper baby. Okay. The other claim is that Obama spied on Trump illegally. Obviously there's no evidence for that. And because the biggest part of this is because if he had used the FBI, the FBI especially, their counterintelligence works with warrants. Thanks, baby. You okay? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, their counterintelligence. It requires warrants. There's the administration would, like, Trump's administration would be able to see evidence of the warrants that the Obama administration would have had to get in order to survey Trump. And they're saying, oh, well, he did it illegally. And that, the magic pen. He didn't get warrants because he did it illegally. No, he just didn't fucking do it. You can't prove a negative.
And if anybody thinks we're being sarcastic assholes, which we are, I would like to point out that, if I'm not mistaken, the Smithsonian took every reference to his impeachment out of all of their displays recently.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, today.
So let's rewrite history.
Yeah, and so those are the deep state claims that I had.
All right, so let's talk about my personal favorite, and I think it might be one of your. Wait, is everything okay over here?
Yeah, I think it's.
You sure?
Yeah, we're good.
Hey, you need to take a break because I can start reading notes or something.
Oh, if I need to go do something, Elizabeth, let me know, and then.
Okay. So I want to talk about all the things.
Yeah.
Related to trans rights. LGBTQ plus. Is there more to that?
LGBTQ plus is generally the accepted term.
Gay marriage and interracial marriage, because MAGA's myth is that we must defend traditional values and respect religious freedoms. So my counter to that is respecting religious freedoms means that you get to live according to your beliefs, I don't have to live according to your beliefs. Um, I also think that it's super important to say that a person's right, an individual's right to live authentically, I had to write this down because I knew there would be alcohol involved. A person's right to live authentically and with dignity, equality, and freedom should not, cannot, and must not be impinged upon because of someone else's religious beliefs.
Infringed. Yeah, but I know what you meant. Sorry.
What I say?
Impinged. But we've been
Well,
drinking, so I wanted to.
impinged means something similar, doesn't it?
I don't know. I've never heard that word.
What?
Impinged?
Okay, are you kidding me
No,
right
you're
now?
right. You're right. Have an effect or impact, especially a negative one.
So, we have to continue to affirm. I mean, I've got to make a few caveats. Dead people, animals, and children are off limits. I just non-negotiable for me.
I feel like that's a
And
thing we don't have to say.
well, I'm going to because those people can't give consent. So consent is everything. And it is, I think, if we just went back to the core of consent, a woman should be able to walk naked down the street, naked, naked. And that is her right, and men would leave her alone instead of, well, she's asking for it. Yeah, no, because see,
I mean, you want to get, sorry to interrupt you. She doesn't even have to be naked for them to say that, Mom.
yeah, I know, right? No, I'm not.
Again, I have
I'm
to laugh because otherwise I'd cry. I mean,
We have to laugh
yeah.
because otherwise we cry. I also would like to point out, so the MAGA myth is that we're defending some sort of moral high ground. But I want to say that protecting the populations, LGBTQ, whatever the plus is for you, means that protecting those populations do not infringe upon someone else's religious beliefs. You are absolutely against homosexuality.
So don't. So, I love the retort. You've probably seen this. It's the perfect retort. Oh, you're against gay marriage? Well, then don't have a gay wedding. Like, oh, like it's. I feel like
you don't like abortion? Don't get one.
Don't get an abortion.
You get upset about pronouns? Then don't use different pronouns.
What's crazy to me is that these are the people that will scream about their right to to free speech, their right to own firearms, their right to go to church.
I don't think Wait, hang on. Let me see if I can get my neck to go.
You're gonna fucking break your neck trying to tilt. But I mean, these are the people that'll scream that, and then whenever you point out to them that okay, you don't want your right imposed upon, but you're willing to impose upon other people's right to that.
And let's talk about. I mean, honestly, I, as my husband would say, I know more people than is healthy. I agree. The older I get, the more I agree.
And the more people you know. It's a never-ending issue.
Motherfuckers, get away from me. But one of the things that just continues to astonish me is the amount of angst from the pronouns. Now, I want to just back up and say, I am Sarah Zink. When I got married, I wanted to use Ms. But back then, Ms. MS period was just so what? But if you use Mrs., you had to use your husband's name. So I couldn't be Mrs. Sarah Zink. I had to be Mrs. Larry Zink. Then we went to where I could be, Ms. Sarah Zink. And then, of course, before that, I was Sarah. I was Sarah Minshaw for a long time. And actually, I think my passport, I'm not kidding. My passport, Sarah.
I'm being doxxed live right now. I'm just kidding.
I know. It's Sarah Elizabeth McNeil.
None of you motherfuckers will spell it right, so I'm not worried about it. Go ahead.
They can't spell it right anyway. Sarah Elizabeth McNeil Minshaw Zink. I had to keep, and I'm not kidding, I had to keep all the names because when I went to get my driver's license, I didn't have my divorce certificate from your dad. So I had to
This is like that thing. This is like the conversation that I get into sometimes about like reproduction rights, which honestly, this is going to sound crazy. That's actually catching up to men, finally, men as well, where it's like, if you're a Gen Z, hell, if you're a young millennial and you go to your doctor, and this is more for women and now for men, and you're like, I want to get my tubes tied. The doctor will be like, what if your future husband wants to have kids? And now they're doing it to men where they're like, what if your future wife wants to have kids?
How does that feel? How does that feel?
I know. Well, here's the thing. The fact that it's catching up to men, I'm like, I'll say this, because and this made me. I'm like, I mean, it's fair playing field now. Back whenever it was just women, I was a lot more against it, because like, it's her fucking body, dog. Let her do what she wants. Now that the playing field's even, I'm actually more like, I mean, they're doing it to everybody now. I think it's stupid, but
I got my tubes tied after you.
Mm.
Like within 6 weeks, but I had wanted them. I knew that.
Yeah, you mean I have a vasectomy, so
You can ask your dad. Before I even got pregnant, I wasn't supposed to be able to have children.
Right.
He and I were driving from Kentucky to Texas, and I had a dream where
you told me.
I have 3 kids, and I got the names. He thought it was bullshit. He and your grandpa took bets on whether or not I was right. And every time, it was a boy, it was a girl, it was a boy. When I wanted my tubes tied, your dad had to meet with a doctor and tell him it was.
See, that's the America MAGA wants to go back to. Okay, this is such a tough issue to talk about, because two things. One, I think if you want to get your tubes tied or you want to get a vasectomy and you're 20 and you're 22, fuck it. Like, especially vasectomies, because at least they're reversible. The chance of success is like 60%, so they're not 100%, but like, they're reversible. I absolutely think if you want to, that's why I think it doesn't matter even though getting your tubes tied isn't. You should be able to get it. You should be able to get it if you want it. The thing that I stipulate that with, and I think you should, I don't know how you're going to feel about this, is...
Let's find out on live.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, I agree with that in the same way that I agree if a woman wants an abortion, but the man in that situation doesn't, that she should still be allowed to get one. Now, this is the hard question. Do you think then that if a woman doesn't want to get, that if they get pregnant, a woman doesn't want to get an abortion, do you think that the man should be able to basically sign away his rights so that way he's not liable if she keeps the baby? It's okay. This is.
Here is an unpopular opinion. I think if 2 people sleep with each other and a child is produced, that there is that moment in time where people have to ask themselves, what happens next?
Right.
That we don't evaluate blame. We don't evaluate whose fault it is or whatever.
And I would say,
hang on.
Go ahead.
You asked me what I thought.
I understand. I want to get to the crux of the question.
I think if a woman says, I do not want to abort this child, which I believe is 100% her prerogative.
Right.
If a man says, no, I do not want to abort this child, then she should say, well, you probably should have worn protection.
Okay.
I know it's not popular, but I think now, if she makes the choice that she wants to keep the child and he does not, I believe that she then bears 100% of the responsibility.
See, you would be surprised. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think that in order for, and I'll...
Hang on. I don't even know the pouring this in my glass anymore.
This is a part of an interesting conversation that has happened.
Wait, do we agree?
Yeah. Yeah. Because no, that's what I mean. Is like it
Right.
it's one of those things that came up. I mean, during the bulk of the red pill movement, you don't know what that is, and it's okay. It's just
No idea.
it's all right. It's just it was a common question, and it seemed like there were so many people that were like fickle, flippy floppy about it. But it's like the reality is, both people, hopefully, God forbid, both people, the sex was consensual. You had consensual sex with each other. You bore.
Can we have a whole show talking about consent?
Yeah, well, we can, and I just don't want to get lost. I don't want to get lost in those weeds for this conversation.
Aaron,
two people have.
It's our show.
Yeah, we can talk about
Nobody's
whatever we want.
watching. We can do
We can talk about
whatever.
whatever we want. Two people have consensual sex, and I just feel like both people should be able to opt out one way or the other, either through abortion or through basically saying I don't want to be a part of it. You're basically saying we sign a contract. I don't ever have to pay you child support, alimony, nothing.
I think that there comes a point in time where women have got to stop. Oh man, I am not.
It's all right.
I feel like a big target's on my head.
Because
I
it's a tough topic. I mean,
I feel like there has to come a point in time where women stop making themselves vulnerable to coupling themselves with men with whom they've had sex and then saying no. They're fighting this fight to make someone support a decision that was made in a moment of passion when there's no win there. If I have sex with Joe and I get pregnant, I don't really want to be tied to Joe. I don't know that I want to be pregnant. I don't know that I want an abortion. So my only mental lizard brain thought is, well, I'm going to make him pay for this. So,
yeah, and that's what I mean. It's I'll put it like this, and because we could have a whole episode about it, especially when we're sober.
I think we've really gone down like
because we got on this topic and it brought it up. I think we should just have a whole episode where we discuss this topic. I wasn't sure that we would agree or disagree just because it is a tough topic, but it brings up one big thing. Everybody wants to try and simplify the issues, especially political, social issues within the US. But there is so much extreme, and I don't mean nuance in the sense of like, oh, well, there's sometimes it's yes, it's no. I mean, like, there's so much to a particular situation that it is not black and white.
But let's also talk about this, and I think I would be remiss if I didn't point this out. A woman can bear one child every 9 months. A man can inseminate a woman every day for 9 months. I think that if women retook their personal power, but they can't because the system fucks them so hard,
right,
that when they get pregnant, they become unmarketable, unemployable. I mean, all the things.
I mean, this is actually like this is so. Again, you're no, I.
You know what's so funny is I figured you and I would be like on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Well, and here's the thing: we're one and the same for different reasons. Because my logic is that I want to get back to it because I agree and I'm kind of excited about that we agree. But my logic is like no, because my logic is like, okay, you're saying that men should be able to write off. Okay, I should be able to get a contract and write myself out of the pregnancy, just like women can just automatically get abortions. But then they won't. But then, like, red pill right wing men will say, "Oh, well, she shouldn't be able to get her tubes tied. Like, I don't think I agree that doctors shouldn't do it. It's like, okay, so I can go and get a vasectomy.
Hang on.
No, because that's what I mean. Exactly. That's what I mean. We agree, but for different reasons. Because for me, hang on. Go ahead. No, you're excited because you're getting it. Yeah, go ahead.
But this is huge. If women can get an abortion, men should be able to write off their responsibility to the pregnancy. but it needs to happen early on.
And yes, and we also need to make sure that women have the same reproductive rights in the sense that they can get their tubes tied, just like if I'm 21 and want to get a vasectomy, I can do that. Right? And they'll say, well, there's birth control. And then, no, if a woman wants to go and get her tubes tied, she should just be allowed to do that. And if she regrets it later, guess what? Just like we would say, if she got pregnant, she has to bear that. If she gets her tubes tied and now she wants babies, guess what? You got to bear the responsibility of your actions.
The entire network of gynecological surgeons who have banded together, who will give women the reproductive surgery that they need to tie their tubes without any questions, without any, what about your partner? What about your spouse?
Yeah,
what about?
Yeah, great. No, great. And that's what I mean.
Let me read this back to you though. Men should be able to write off a pregnancy like women can choose to get an abortion. That's powerful.
Yes.
That's powerful.
Because, and women should be able to prevent pregnancy just like men. Period. And that's, and again,
that's a different rabbit hole. That's a rabbit hole, like right.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like, for me, those two rabbit holes lead to the same den. It's just like it's all inclusive, and that's where, like, again, if you're not familiar with red pill, maybe before we do that episode, look into the red pill. Don't brain rot yourself on it too hard, because it'll be really easy to brain rot yourself.
Well, let's say in it gets controversial or upsetting.
You're just gonna turn that shit off.
Hang on, wait, I know where the X is.
Yeah, and just so you're clear, do you know who Andrew Tate is?
Nope. Well, yeah, wait, yeah, I do.
You've probably heard that name. He is like one of the big. It is a highly controversial, misogynistic movement that is built around, like, that has some value in that it tries to teach men how to become like better men. It just does it, and I feel all the worst ways.
Unpopular opinion. OPINION. Men should be able to write off a pregnancy like women can choose to have an abortion.
Oh God, are you posting this right now?
On Threads, and I'm gonna tag you. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I just oh, you better be careful.
I know. Unpopular opinion.
Here's the thing.
Hang on.
No, it's okay.
Men should be able, did I type this right? Men should be able to write off a pregnancy like women can choose to have an abortion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ready? Are you ready?
Yes. You got to be ready for the straw mans. Just so whatever. I just want to prep your brain, because people are gonna be like, so you're saying that if a man rapes a woman? No, like, obviously.
What's the tag? Abortion is healthcare?
Yeah, actually, make it.
Right?
I think that's the best way to put it. Is put it into again, make it like.
Rights?
No, I think of like what you said, abortion is healthcare, or, you know.
Well, so here's 2 or 3 tags.
Okay.
Abortion is healthcare, abortion rights, or abortions. I like abortion is healthcare.
I like abortion is healthcare too, because we're both pro-choice.
100%.
Yeah, and so I think that, like, I think that's the best fit. Okay, I want to make sure. Hang on.
What I'm putting myself into.
Yes,
right?
And I would like. Hang on, before you put it. Do you remember?
Oh, it's done.
Oh God. Okay. Are you sober enough that you'll remember this tomorrow?
I will totally remember this tomorrow.
That would be my only concern.
Dude, this is like totally. I am more sober now that I've been on a happy hour. The last happy hour
I just wanted to put it out there, because
I had to watch our last episode before I posted it, just to make sure I was not embarrassingly.
Well, yeah, and like I said, it's a controversial topic, and we should do a whole episode on it. Just in the sense that, like, yeah, I would just you should do what I do. Just now that you've posted it, just ignore it, and then you can come back to it tomorrow. That's what I do.
Well, I'm actually going to it right now and turning off notifications.
Smart. Because it's one of those things where, like,
Oh, abortion. If you want to talk about like polarizing, abortion is the because people just do not understand the nuances of abortion.
well, and the thing that I think and we should probably wrap up soon. The thing that I think about our
Wait, do you need to wrap up now?
yeah, I just think, like we can cut off at 8 our time, just because I think that, like, for Elizabeth's sanity and everything else, I think it'll just be.
Oh, we need to preserve Elizabeth's sanity.
Yeah, and so I think that, like, we could probably in 5 minutes we can get back to how do we deal with these things, what should you do. But to leave it off, I think that it's important because a couple things. One, I think you and I agree on a lot. I think where you and I tend to break down on agreement is why we agree on things, because we, like, this is a great example. We agree.
Does it matter?
No, I think it matters because we agree. Does that make sense? I would think that if we disagreed, then it would be about breaking down where is the disagreement. I think that because we agree, it for sure matters. Why do we agree?
Why?
Yes. Because and the reason why is because I think it helps bridge gaps for people that might agree with us, but again, for different reasons. And it might even, like we've talked about before, it might be that people agree with your reason or my reason, and now they have more reasons. Or it might be that they don't know how they feel, and hearing us discuss two different reasons why we agree on the topic might get them to agree.
Wouldn't it be nice if one day hearing us disagree about things actually influenced people to do something positive?
Well, and that's the thing too, is like, that's why debates are so important to me, is because it really helps you formulate strong foundations and on your own feelings. I know you won't watch debates. It's okay. You watched that one Piers Morgan debate, and I remember nonstop messaging.
Here's the thing about debates.
Mom's watching the Piers Morgan debate like any second now.
If people debated to actually, what's the word? If people debated to push their perspective versus I'm going to beat you, then debates would be fantastic. But 9 times out of 10, when people debate, I'm looking to own you. And I don't need the ego that's in some of these debates.
So I agree. I would counter your perspective by pointing out that people that enter debates with that mindset start the debate losing. And only because whoever, especially the ones I've sent you, generally the people that they're debating against aren't looking for the gotcha, I beat you, I'm right. They're looking for like they're looking for your opinion is wrong and here's the facts of why your opinion is wrong.
You have sent me some links to debates where, what is that red flag thing you send?
Oh, the Jubilee debate. Oh, did you watch the Mehdi Hassan debate?
So I've
watched. It's okay. You don't have to watch those. So,
like, Joe is sitting here.
All right, hang on.
Wait. Fred is sitting here, and they're debating, and then all of a sudden, people are like holding up their red flags.
Hang on, I'll let you go. Go ahead.
X number of red flags. It's like,
you're out. Okay. The Jubilee debates are no. I mean, the simplest way to put that is the Jubilee debates are the fucking clickbait of debates. Like, they are the bottom. You're scraping the shit out of the barrel.
Those are like my favorite debates.
Okay, the Jubilee debates are garbage. Okay, I know I sent you a really good Piers Morgan debate.
Oh, you probably sent me 10 debates, and I'm like, no.
And the Piers Morgan debate was a shit show, but that is an idea of the blood sports that online political sphere is. And
because my thing is I want to hear cognitive discussion.
Here's the thing: I could send you cognitive discussions. I'm serious.
Are they yelling? But are they yelling?
Sometimes, but they do the same thing where the debates are in good faith. Because the reason why the
Okay.
Pierce Morgan debates.
Okay. I can listen to yelling if they're good faith.
Yes. So I can send you all the stuff I watch because I watch.
Wait, how about if we link to our show page, the good faith debates?
Because that's hard because those aren't as common
Wait,
as
stop. You are arguing the good faith debates, but now
I'm arguing sending.
much work.
Okay, I'm arguing sending you the good faith debates. If you want to put the I'll make a funny anecdote. You want to put the here's the thing. There's so few good faith debates. We probably could put them into the description because there's so few of them. We could just throw those motherfuckers in there.
The whole country.
No, but all right. Let's we've talked about so much.
All right, so let's talk about. So wait, where's Elizabeth? Can she come and give you a kiss on the cheeks?
No, not on stream. Not on stream.
Okay.
But we can wrap up.
Well, let's wrap up. How would you like that wrap up to?
So we're both pretty inebriated. The general.
Okay, this is the only way that we could talk about like MAGA myths.
This is the only way that we could. I feel like possibly it's the only way that we could really start touching on some of the things that we both maybe think we disagree on, and then touching down on like. I thought it was funny I thought you would disagree with me and you thought I would disagree with you, but we actually agree. And I think it's more funny because we agree for different reasons.
We just totally disagree. We agree for totally
different reasons. But that again, that's the beauty of the dynamic. So we always wrap up this kind of the same way. Everything we've talked about today. It is not necessarily the solution isn't necessarily what it is, what do you do about it, but there are things that you can do in general to like touch back on like countering the immigration stuff, countering the trans sports issue, countering the home ownerships, countering the poor jobs report that we just got that Trump fired somebody over.
But wait, they fired the jobs.
Oh, did you? Oh my God, we're gonna go on another round. Did you see his justification? Honestly, no. I want to say one thing. When are we going to get a fucking Trump interview where he's not standing next to a goddamn helicopter or he's not standing on a runway or a golf course? Where is the fucking Trump interview where he's like, where he's sitting in the press room being asked questions? All of the fucking tough interviews are his dumbass standing out on the front lawn of the fucking White House with a helicopter in the background, waiting to get on the helicopter.
Wait, so, I have to go golf now.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta go do. So. He fired the person, and his justification for firing him is
because the job was like a 75,000.
And I think those numbers are phony, so I fired them. Okay, all right, dog. You thought one of your sycophants was lying to you?
Aaron,
you got that pen.
MAGA pen.
So again, the question is, what do you do? Well, Mom's really good at this. I should let you step in. What do we do about that, Mom?
So what we do about that is that we have to evaluate what are our special gifts. Do you like to talk to people? Well, then maybe you are the person who then makes phone calls to your local representative using the 5 Calls app. But perhaps you go out a lot and you are navigating oil changes and salon visits and grocery stores. And so you print cards from the card campaign app. But wait, maybe you just don't like people like me. And so you think, how can I support the people who are doing the things? So then you pack the go bags for the protesters, or you bake cookies for the people who are slaving away.
Nothing too small.
There's literally nothing too small. Maybe you are offering to go in and put stamps on the postcards that are going out to constituents.
Maybe you want to email.
Maybe you are like the email guru and you can just like copy and paste like nobody's business. The gist of the conversation here is, what can you do that moves the needle in the positive direction? We are on a bus that we want to go to a destination. So how can you help that bus head in the right direction? So there is literally bake cookies, make signs,
The
pack.
the tools that that mom's talking about. So 5Calls is an app you can get on your phone. It literally it's intuitive to use. Even if you're not super.
Of
Yeah.
actually speaking the words for you.
Yeah, I mean, it provides you with a script. The advice that I've given before is, if you don't know this, the offices in Congress are only open from 7 to 7 Monday through Friday. You call any other time, you're gonna get on voicemail. The only thing I'll say is, if you get on voicemail,
Will be recorded.
yes, it will be recorded. The caveat is that if you get voicemail, just you have to provide your full address. Just remember that. You don't give it to me. We don't need it. But if you call, you do have to give your full address, because they have to be able to prove that you're a resident. If you call and they pick up the phone, it actually records your address. The voicemail won't do that. That's why you have to give your address when you voicemail. I looked into that because it was a question I had. The other thing we talked about, that mom talked about, card campaign. Card campaign is exactly what it sounds like. You print out these cards. You can give them to everybody. You never have to fucking talk to them.
I mean, the cool thing is, let's say you go to get your oil change, you want to leave a card that talks about the bullshittery involved with the national park budget reduction. You print that card out and you leave it. It has facts, it has information, it has a URL where people can actually go and visit. But let's say you want to also print out a card and mail it to your representative. I mean, honestly,
it's endless.
what is your level of engagement? What do you have the bandwidth for, the emotional bandwidth for, the mental bandwidth for, the financial bandwidth for? There is something out there for you. If you can't find it, message us.
Yeah.
We actually just added, wait, Aaron, but wait.
Yeah, we did.
We added our email address.
Yeah, we have an email address now. And then the third one is ResistBot. So ResistBot lets you email, right? It lets you.
Same thing as 5Calls.
Yeah. It's the same thing as 5Calls, but it's not calls, right? Like, it's
correct. Well,
right.
I think it was. I don't know. Good question.
Yeah, I thought if it is 5Calls is only calls, ResistBot includes more. So if ResistBot does let you call, fantastic. That is a single option, but it also lets you send emails. It also lets you send letters. It lets you kind of do the other side of it if you don't, if that is your side.
Yeah.
As far as resources that are at your disposal for otherwise than that, you have the 5051 website. You have the indivisible website.
Right.
And if you're trying to stay informed, one of the ones that we both tend to like is whatthefuckjusthappened.com. It's a great website that gives you kind of like a breakdown. There was one I heard about today. I'll need to look into it a little more. But it gives you both left and right wing news. I like stuff like that because I am the kind of person that likes to know what is it that the right is seeing, because there's going to be different headlines.
Like it, but I feel like it ensures that I am seeing things from both sides.
Yes, and I'm going to look into it more. I just heard about it today. I don't want to broadcast right now, but that's coming. It's going to be coming once I have a little more information and get kind of vetted a little bit. We might be broadcasting that soon. So,
okay, we should go now.
Yeah, that's it. This. I mean,
so Aaron and I.
This is the cocktail episode. This is where it's fucking.
Yeah, we're like rabbit hole.
Yeah, we live in the rabbit hole on these episodes. We make a den. We invite more rabbits. I mean, it's.
I know, right? Would you like a rabbit? Because we have a lot.
A lot of them.
So Friday, August the 1st. Today was another. Wait, Aaron, here we go. Yay! And until we get together again. Bye for now.